everyone, this is Cindy Paint the Heart, and I am going to be sharing a little tutorial, and I'm hoping I won't get too much reflection. I'll turn this light off because I think I'm getting enough light in the house. So this is a shaker tutorial. So in the class that I did, the La La Land Crafts coloring class, I'm going to make a similar card. It's maybe not going to be quite so fancy. I'm not going to do this tab at the top or the little pocket in the inside, mainly because I feel like it's so much harder to find an envelope, because I think this card measures 5.5 by 5.5, but then with this up here, it does make it harder to make an envelope. I love the card. I think it's adorable, but I want to be able to mail it or to easily give it to someone. So that's what we're kind of aiming for. So to make the card, I have my colored Marci image. And of course, you can use any image that you like. And then I have some decorative elements. I have my sun, and this is a sun that I had in my stash, a die. I actually do have this die, but at the time that I was cutting all these pieces out, I had not received that order yet. So I used the die that I already had, as well as some clouds that I also had in my stash. I am using the Smile die, and I have this one all ready to go. And so this is a die that I had gotten in my kit from La La Land Crafts. I also ordered the Celebrate die because I think it's really, really cute, and we had a discount. And then for my pieces, I am using this sort of cream colored cardstock, but of course use whatever you want. This is just a method. So this base is 5.5 by 5.5. I also cut some inside pieces. So I have some gold foil cardstock, which is 5.25 by 5.25. And then the cream piece is 5 by 5, and so that's going to go on the inside. And then the sandwich on the outside is, we have this is like an 1/8 of an less, I think it's, let's see, 5.5. I think this is 5.25, maybe a little bit less. So it's like 5.5, and you just do 1/8 of an inch less. I just did enough so I had a border around it, and I did the same with this piece as well. So I just wanted a little bit smaller. And then I've got this piece, which fits these two pieces. This one's a little bit smaller. So all I did was just kind of cut everything just a tiny bit smaller, and I used 2 different size circles. And then I have a piece of acetate that will work, however you want to put it, So, and then I've got my pieces that are going to go inside for my shaker bits. I have some score tape in case I need that. I have some, what do you call these? These foam squares. I have these foam, and so I'm kind of ready to go. So what I'm going to do for the inside, I'm going to do the inside first. I'm just using some wet glue. I would also use my ATG, but my ATG needs to be refilled. So I do a little bit of glue here. So I'm just going to do the inside very simple, and so of course you can cut your paper any size you want, and then just make each layer a little bit smaller so that you have a nice border. I like to have a little bit of border. So put a little bit of glue, and okay, so there we have our inside done. Now we've got our other pieces that fit. So I'm going to go ahead and fit these pieces on here. So just using wet glue. You can use ATG. And this is foil cards, gold foil cardstock from Michaels. And I have quite a bit of it, so it has this like reflective quality, so sorry about that, but we'll cover it up. So it's just a little glimmer of gold. And there we go. And it's, by the time this gets posted, it'll be summer, and I will hopefully be crafting a lot. I'm hoping that's my goal. And so I think I'm going to do it, I think I'm going to put it behind this one right here. And so for this one, I'm actually going to just use a little bit of because, so I'll just use a little bit of this. And take this off. I do struggle sometimes getting this up. Here we go. There's that. And so I'm going to use, because it's a circular one, I am going to be using these long skinny ones. I find that it works really well. So there's that and that. And then this is going to go on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one, and then I'm going to put my foam on there. Okay, so then I'm going to do this on top of here. And I liked this technique where they had the two different sizes of circles, because then you see this gold piece shining through, which I really like. Okay, so this is the complicated part. So I'm using, a lot of companies are selling these. Mine are from Tailored Expressions. And so that way you can just kind of work it around. And didn't quite make it, but that's okay. We'll use one more here. And I use these scissors. Okay, so there's that. And then it's kind of, and let's see here. We'll just use these squares. And okay, so I'm going to use these squares because I have like a jillion of them somewhere. And I have the big foam that you can buy from, where did I buy that from? Ulta New, I think, is where I bought it. Okay, so we've got this and this. Okay, so we're going to kind of figure out where my little doohickeys are going to go. And this is a brand new, this is from Honeybee Stamps, but you know, any sprinkle mix will do that you want to use. And so let's see here. Okay, so that looks like a good amount. Definitely Okay, so then you got to take all of these pieces off. And hopefully you did it right so there's no like leakage of things. And so I'm going to take all these pieces off. And so this is a very, I think, simple method, but I think the gold really kind of makes it fancy. And I buy sequin mixes and then I don't really do a lot of things with them. So that's kind of the goal, is to go ahead and do more fun shaker cards. I have a lot of other like cards that move and like dies and things, and I just need to make them, and I feel like I haven't perfected it enough to really show how to do it on camera yet. I feel like I need to practice some of that a little bit more. Okay, so then lay it down where you want it, and you kind of press down and make sure it's well sealed. And there you go. There it is. That's the easiest part is done right there. Now we're going to go ahead and decorate. So I've got my smile. I have it attached back here with some washi so it all stays together. And so I think, I mean, there's other ways you could do it for sure too. I mean, you don't have to use washi. I am going to, I think the press and seal is another way people have been using. I've seen press and seal, which I think is pretty cool. So I just happen to have this handy. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on my sentiment, and let's see here. Okay, so I've got it on my sentiment, and I'm going to put it right here. So cute. So right there. And then I've got my sun and my clouds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And any sun will do. I do have, like I said, the sun that came there. I bought it. We didn't get all the pieces that, were used. We've got quite a few though. So that, and I think these are Creative Time. So I'll just do it like that. And then I've got my girl. Now this one was watercolored. It was part of the watercolor class, and I don't hate it, but this one was done using Copics. I'm just much more comfortable with the Copics. Watercolors freak me out. I've been doing a lot of classes lately that use watercolor, and they freak me out. But it just, I don't know if I'm ever going to really be comfortable with watercolor, but okay, so I'm going to do it like this. Let's see. I'll set that on top for just a second. Now I'm going to pull a couple of sequins. Let's see. I'll do a clear one, a yellow one, and there's like iridescent one. That one too. Okay, so just want to make sure she's on there good. Okay, so then I'm going to dot a few places that I want to go ahead and put a sequin. And there's that. Okay, and there is my card. So we have the inside of the card, and then here is the shaker, and I think it came out really, really cute. And I think it's also fun to do a different size, because I do find myself very like stuck on making a certain size card. So I think that making a different size, I think, is also fun. And also this has like a, I don't know, a little bit thinner profile than this one. And so I think it's easier to mail if you wanted to mail it. But here are the two versions. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Create the Heart.